Do you want to be more of a home lord, right? Where you have some house hacking stuff, people live in your basement or on your property in a ADU, or do you want pure investment properties, right? And so I think just figuring out your flavor, because they're different animals.
100%, 100% accurate. And that's why I normally, this is my hot take. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. My hot take is that not everybody is cut out to be a real estate investor. Like it's a lot of work. Like there's no way around it. People, they're like, oh, well, if I just do this, that, and the other, I could just take the back seat. Everybody does all the work for me. I do nothing and I make all the money. And it's like, well, that's great. Very hard to do, very rare to find. And you have to do a lot of footwork to get there. So my biggest opinion on this, and it's probably a hill that I will probably die on.
Wow.
Because I feel like everybody has their talents. And I think you should absolutely 100% stick with your talent. If your talent is financial advising and that's what your career is, you should do that. You shouldn't all of a sudden be like, oh, well, I want to be a real estate investor. But what you should do is you should house hack, because that's a level of real estate investing that is very easily to be controlled, and that once it becomes too much, you can easily offset that to a property manager, but you still manage the assets. It doesn't require huge amounts of groundwork, but you can focus on what you do best. And this real estate machine is just working in the background. I feel like so many people are trying to become this huge real estate guru that I'm like, guys, just do what you're good at. Have real estate work for you in the background, but focus on you. Do what you like. Do what you're good at.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think one of the things that I talk about a lot is, especially for younger people who are starting out, this is a great way to start getting in, start offsetting your mortgage rather than going and getting a second job, or maybe your spouse, if you have little kids and your spouse isn't working, rather than them trying to start their own business and things like that, having some basement rental income. And then, I think about our first and second homes. We could have totally house hacked. And, but I think one of the things that is interesting, especially with some of these homes, is it doesn't have to be a house hack forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't.
So as your family grows, and as you have more people, you're probably making some more income. And so you just open that door, you kick your renters out, and then now you have access to the whole home years down the road. You're still covering the mortgage by yourself. You're doing better than you were when you first moved in. And so whatever your goals are, whether you want to build up a real estate portfolio and just be this awesome investor, it's a great strategy. If you just need to get into your first or your second home, offset the mortgage for some amount of time, and then open that door and let your kids play, that's phenomenal. I have a neighbor that they just hit that point where they didn't need the rental income. They didn't want someone else living in their basement anymore. And they opened that door and now their kids have their own bedrooms.
They just phased it out.
Yeah. And so it works for both strategies, but in Utah, with how fast we're growing, how many people are moving in, how many new jobs are being created. I think it's the 5th or 6th year in a row we're rated number 1 for entrepreneurship in the country.
I saw that, yeah.
It's phenomenal. I love living here. It's such a great area to raise a family, do business in. And so I think for people like that, rental needs are still very, very high.
Mm-hmm.